mother and son's relationship is one of the most important common relationships we have in our world today. My mother and my relationship is not a bad one, but it is also not the perfect one. My name is Cade McCullough. I will be using the example of my mother and my relationship to show conflict resolution. Now, as I said, we don't have a bad relationship, but it's also not a great one. I hope to uncover and explain this by looking at examples such as mindfulness, active listening, and empathy. Now, the title of the article that I used is Conditions and Consequences of Listening Well for Interpersonal Relationships, Modeling Active Empathetic Listening, Social Emotional Skills, Trait Mindfulness, and Relational Quality. Now, the relational quality just means quality of your relationship, such as commitment and satisfaction. This title relates to the idea of conflict resolution, such as empathy, active listening, and mindfulness. I will quickly define those in the book's words, just to refresh. So for mindfulness, the book explains mindfulness as referring to being present in the moment with increased awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and communication behaviors. Next is active listening. As the book puts it, when you find yourself in a conflict situation, whenever possible, be the first to listen by encouraging the other party to speak, and then take the time to paraphrase their messages. This helps to slow the pace of conflicts and encourages mutual understanding. Now, lastly, for empathy, as it puts it, actively try to put yourself in the other party's position to understand the conflict from their point of view. How would you feel if you were in their shoes? Now, those are all the terms from our textbook, which are discussed in this article as well. For the hypotheses in this article, actually for the experiment, they gathered 137 participants, and each participant completed assessments of active empathetic listening, social emotional skills, trait mindfulness, and relational quality. They had two hypotheses. The first hypothesis being that they argued that social emotional skill mediated by mindfulness would predict self-reports of AEL, which is active empathetic listening. And the other hypothesis, they argued that AEL, active empathetic listening, mediated by social emotional skill and trait mindfulness, would predict relational quality. And the results, they found support for both of these hypotheses. For the results, as they put in their words, the results revealed that mindfulness positively mediated the relationship between one social skill, social expressivity, and AEL. In addition, a negative mediating relationship emerged between a second social skill, social sensitivity, mindfulness, and AEL. What's more, they also found that mindfulness mediating the relationship between the processing aspect of AEL and relational satisfaction. Now, basically, what all this means is that just active empathetic listening, trait mindfulness, and social emotional skills such as social sensitivity and social expressivity, where you're like expressing your emotions, they all contribute to relational quality, so like the satisfaction and commitment of the relationship and how good it is. So they have a positive relationship, so the more mindfulness that you have, and social expressivity will increase the relational quality of your relationship. Sorry, I blanked there. So when it comes to my and my mother's relationship, it always feels like we're arguing more than I'm trying to listen, and I'm trying to answer a question more than I'm trying to listen to her problems and feelings. And it always feels like we're at war, like it's an interrogation, so I always feel like I'm victimizing myself, which is not a good thing. I also feel like she doesn't really understand my feelings, but obviously I don't explain them, so how could she understand? So overall, I just need to be more active in my listening, more empathetic. I need to stop victimizing myself, and just in general, just be a better listener. In conclusion, my mother and I don't have a great relationship, but it is not a bad one, and it can get better if I improve myself and learn to be a better listener. Thank you.